For the past few months, my iPhone has looked something like this. A black simplified home screen with just 5 apps. Notes, messages, directions, a workout app, and a to-do app. This home screen is inspired by a device called the Lite Phone, which if you didn't know is a phone that is, according to their website, designed to be used as little as possible. It uses an e-ink display like the ones found on your Kindle, and the major difference between this and a regular smartphone is that it focuses on tools rather than feeds. I've always been drawn to technology. My family got a household PC when I was about 13 years old, and I've been hooked ever since. I remember going on it first thing in the morning every day, just checking the same websites over and over to see if there's anything new. I continued to do this behavior as I got older, and it never really seemed to be a problem. That is until smartphones started coming out. As social media platforms got more sophisticated, like a lot of people, I found myself spending more and more time staring into a rectangle. And to be blunt, I think I got addicted. It got to the point where if I didn't check my phone for a while, I would get the itch to check it even if I had no reason to do so. When I was in university, I had trouble studying. And when I started working, I had trouble focusing on the things that I needed to do. The one saving grace was that whenever I was out with my friends, I made a conscious effort to put my phone away and not look at it. But the problem with this is that I didn't have the discipline and willpower to do the same thing when I was with my family. It's sad because it's often the ones that we're most comfortable with and closest to that end up getting the least amount of effort and attention from us. As I got older and I started a family of my own, I realized that I had to make some changes. I really didn't want my kids to have memories of me just staring at my phone all the time. So that's the time when I started making significant changes to the way I use my phone. I deleted most of my apps, and I started using a strict focus mode setup to help remind me where my attention should be. I used this setup for over 2 years and it really helped me. I actually made a video about it that I'll link down in the description below if you're interested, and I still really do recommend that method. But when I first discovered the Lite Phone, it's something that I really wanted to try too. The only thing holding me back was that it seemed a little too limited. Firstly, I enjoy documenting my life, and not having a camera is something I think I would miss too much. And secondly, the apps that were available seemed a little too bare bones for me. I like using iMessage for my messages. I don't think I could go back to SMS, and I like having full featured apps for the apps that I find useful. I like that I can add notes and to-dos on my phone and they'll sync up to my laptop at home. That's a really useful feature for me. By converting an existing iPhone into a Lite Phone, you get to keep these features, and I feel like you get the best of both worlds. So let me show you how to do it. So the app that makes this possible is an app called Blank Spaces. It's a paid app, so if you're not into that, I guess you could just do the same thing with regular icons, but it wouldn't look like a Lite Phone, so you have to decide if that's worth it for you or not. After using the trial, I decided just to bite the bullet and pay for lifetime. I figured it's cheaper than buying a Lite Phone, which is pretty expensive for what it is. First things first, you want to start fresh and delete everything off of your home screen. So here you can see I have no apps at all, and I have nothing on my dock as well. Next, you want to open up the Blank Spaces app, which is this one here. So you're going to see this screen, and this is where you're going to set up your apps. Here, when deciding what apps to use, I really try to limit it to tools that would add value to my life. These are apps that I want to be the reasons I'm picking up my phone. So the first one is my Notes app. So here you just want to search for the apps that you're using. So here I'm using Notes. For my Notes app, I'm back with Apple Notes. I've had a journey with Notes app over the years. I used Notion for a long time, then I switched to Obsidian for a bit. These apps are really powerful, but I found myself getting distracted by all of their features. So I'm back with Apple Notes and it's been great. Using a combination of tags and smart folders is enough organization for me, and I like how simple it is. But next I want to add my messages, which is just iMessage. For directions, I'm using Apple Maps. My workout app is an app called Strong, which is an app that I've been using for years to track my workouts, and I highly recommend it. And lastly is my to-do app, which is Things. After you have this set up, you can change the wallpaper by going here. And these are special wallpapers that I think hide the boxes around the widgets. So they use a special shade of gray, so then your phone looks completely blank. I'm gonna use the dark mode one here. Here you'll want to save it and then apply it as your wallpaper. After you set up your wallpaper, it's going to look completely blank. So you're going to want to add your widgets now. So if you look under the Blank Spaces widgets, you'll see the widgets available here. And you'll want to add this one to the top and this one right underneath it. So I'll hit add. This one is really just a spacer so that this main one is centered. Then you'll go done. And just to make it look a little bit nicer, you can customize the appearance by going up here and customizing your widgets. So the ones that I'm using are font Helvetica, size 38, spacing 12, and apps 5. And then it'll look something like this, which is pretty close to the Lite Phone already, but I like to actually simplify this even more and add emojis. So for that, you can actually tap on these and change what it says for the name of the app. So I like just to add an emoji, pencil. So yeah, after that, you can see that it looks a little less plain and a little more aesthetically pleasing in my opinion. So I do want to say with this setup, I've added an extra hidden widget folder up here. And for these apps here, I've chosen things that are not really tools, but productive things that I can do if I have time to kill on my phone. This writing one is just a shortcut that will launch Ulysses, which is my writing app of choice right now. I use it to write my scripts and outlines for YouTube videos. And this memory log is a shortcut that opens up a spreadsheet that I keep story-worthy things that happen to me during the day. This is an idea by Matthew Dix in his book Storyworthy. He calls it homework for life, and it's a practice that really helps you reflect on your life more, which I don't think we do enough. And then under that is just podcast and music, which is pretty self-explanatory. Having these apps here is nice too, because there's times where you actually have time to kill, and I don't want to just be staring into the abyss with nothing to do. Like if I'm in the waiting room for the dentist or something, I don't want to just sit there blankly. I can still choose things to do that are productive. But most of the time, it's just hidden away and it's a very clean look. If you want to add a cherry on top, something that I've done is add a matte screen protector to the phone. It makes it look a little closer to the Lite Phone's e-ink display, which I think is a nice touch. Plus, if you're using the dark mode version like I am, it hides fingerprints a little better. If you're looking for the exact one that I'm using, I think it's a brand called Mothka. I'll link it down in the description below too. So after using this setup for a while, I do want to say that it might not solve all of your problems. If you're genuinely addicted to your phone or the internet, just like with anything, you're probably going to need a variety of different solutions working in combination. But setting up my phone in this more minimalistic, intentional way has really helped me in my productivity. The majority of people right now are spending multiple hours a day on social media. And even if you can't cut back completely, adding even 1 extra hour a day in free time can be game-changing. When I think about all the extra side projects that I've done over the years, I've done it by slowly chipping at it 1 hour at a time. Without improving my productivity and making it a main focus, I would have never have opened to multiple online stores or even this YouTube channel. This is really the reason why I talk about productivity so much on this channel. If you're looking to get financial freedom by adding multiple income streams to your life, you really have to get in control of your time. So if you've done this to your phone and you're spending less time on social media now, and you're wondering what you can do with your extra free time, you might want to check out this video over here. It's a video about 10 tips for making an extra $1,000 a month. If not, thanks so much for watching. I hope you found it useful. Take care of yourself and I'll see you in the next one.